Welcome to Tibera's Den, everyone. My name is Whitney, and welcome back to another CAS Monday. Today we are doing the Rainbow CAS Challenge. It is something I've seen so many YouTubers do, and I've always wanted to do it, and today is the day. Of course, since I'm creating my own save file, I definitely wanted them to be playable in my game, and so I decided to go with a family aspect for my Rainbow Cash Challenge. And so basically, right now we are working on Big Red. He is like the patriarch of the family, and then the orange sim is going to be the matriarch, so his wife. And then their daughter Sunny is my yellow sim, and she is married to Jade, my green sim. And then they have 3 children: Blue, who is a college-aged young adult, and then they have 2 twin daughters, Indigo and Violet. And so yeah, that's what we're doing today. And right now I am working on Big Red here. I figure I want like a sim that's larger than life and just like a fun, cool grandpa. So he wants a successful lineage. He loves his family. He really wants them to succeed in life. He is self-assured, romantic, and a bit childish too. So he really loves his wife and he's very romantic with her, but he has no problem messing around with the grandkids or anything like that. But he's very confident in himself. He doesn't take anything from no one. So, and I wanted him kind of a larger build and just a little bit more bulky, and so he is who we're creating right now. And I really liked him. I had trouble getting like the hair color and such right. I definitely need to get one more custom content, but I want to try to find more things for elders. I don't know how many things are out there, but I don't that's one thing I don't like in the Sims is that the elder hair, I mean, you have to go gray or a solid color. You can't have hairs that kind of have the grays mixed in a little bit. That's a bit frustrating. I mean, you can if you go like black and brown. I think they kind of have like a gray tint to them, the 2 like last options. But that really frustrates me. And so luckily there was this hair from Eco Lifestyle, I believe it came in that pack. I can't remember for sure. It's one of the newer packs, though, I do know that. And so I went with that hair for him, and I was able to find a hair for my orange sim here. And so her name is Sienna Rainbow. I didn't want to name her just Orange, and so I tried to find a name that kind of went. I thought about naming her Tawny for a little while, but I ended up going with Sienna, and I was able to find this hair right here that kind of has a little bit, looks like it's graying a little bit, so I went with that. But her aspiration is she wanted to find her soulmate, which she has. I didn't want to just do a whole bunch of family aspirations, and so I thought that one kind of went well. You know, you find your soulmate and then you live your life with them and create a family and whatnot. So that's her aspiration. She is neat, she is family oriented, and she is sweet. But even though she's sweet, she is tough enough to put up with Big Red shenanigans. So she comes across as very sweet and gentle, but at the end of the day, she has no problem laying down the law. Was kind of where I was going with what I was going with for her. So, she's probably the least favorite of mine out of all the Sims. It was just really hard to get the right colors for her and get things that matched. And so, I'm not entirely sure of all the rules on this. I'm sure some of you will have no problem enlightening me down in the comments, but I kind of I wanted it to be more realistic a little bit, and so the main color for them was whatever their color was. So like for her, main color was orange, but I also allowed myself like a basic either black or white. color in there, so some of their outfits would look a little bit better and just work better overall. And so with her, I used some like black skirts and such just to make it a little bit easier to put her outfits together, because it's especially hard to kind of get the oranges to match each other. So that was a little bit frustrating. Um, but I think I was able to do it. So um, it was frustrating. Some of her outfits kind of look a little bit odd. You'll see all the outfits at the end, but it was really hard to get stuff that matched, to make like one solid color. Um, and so yeah, I ended up going with a black skirt on her, but I really liked how it turned out. And so like I said, these two are probably like, I don't necessarily think like high school sweethearts, but they met when they were very young. So maybe first year of college or something like that would have been their backstory. And they might have met in high school. I don't know quite where I'm going to go with their storyline yet. But they did meet very young, and they had Sunny very young. And then they battled like infertility. So she is their only daughter, and she is the light of especially her dad's life. Of course, her mom too, but she's definitely a daddy's girl, and can do no wrong in his eyes. And so her mom was probably the one that was a little bit more strict with her, and even though she's sweet and gentle, like she was the one that laid down the law and was no nonsense, essentially, where her dad would let her get away with anything and everything. He absolutely loves her, but Sunny, you'll see, she's very sweet too, and so she wasn't necessarily like a troublemaker or anything like that. She was very sweet, but her daddy gave her whatever she wanted. So whatever she wanted, she got. And I'm gonna put them down in Windenburg. Well, I put them down already. But basically, the house in Windenburg was the parents' house, and then when Sunny and her partner moved in with the kids, her parents decided to let them have the main house because they're going to be like a mother-in-law quarters off on the property. And since they had all the kids, they let the Sunny and her partner move into the main house, and they moved off into the mother-in-law little quarters that are on the property. Just made more sense instead of stuffing them all. And you'll see Jade's aspiration is to be fabulously wealthy. She wants to be really successful in business, but she ended up kind of losing her job, and that's why they ended up moving back in with Sunny's parents, just because they couldn't afford after she lost her job. Sunny is like a musician. She's classically trained, but she just does what she loves, and so she's not necessarily very financially successful, or anything like that. So, and then here I had already created all the Sims, but then thinking about it, I realized that the genes, since I changed the mom and dad so much, it wouldn't necessarily match up. So I ended up deleting all of those guys and then did the genetics over, and so I could kind of get Sims that matched more like their facial structure and things like that. And so now I'm creating Sunny, and her aspiration is also based on family, but she wants a big happy family. She is cheerful, she is a music lover, and she is also family oriented like her mom. And like I said, I figured for her, she probably picked up the violin as a kid and absolutely loved it. And so she's more of a classical kind of musician, and loves her violin. And she probably knows like the piano a little bit and such too, but she's definitely more into the violin, I would say. And here there are so many hairstyles, but I ended up going with this one because I thought it kind of looked more like her mom's hair, and so I ended up going with that one. And plus I like the color swatch. I really like that yellow for her. It made me think Sunny. And then her skin, I went with that skin detail just because it made her really pale, but it kind of added that glow to her, like the sun. So that's why I ended up going with that skin detail, and then finding her eyes, of course, um, a little bit darker yellow, but I really liked them. So of course I have to put them on every single look because they're in makeup and not skin details. I definitely need to get more eyes that are in the skin details so I don't have to go through, and I don't know if there you can get eyes in skin details or not actually. I know you can get eyelashes, which I only have one set of eyelashes in skin details and the rest are in makeup. So that's something else. I'm definitely going to go through and do a CC haul here in a little while. Probably before next week, before I do my next set of Sims, because I'm running out of options for my CC. And I still don't mind using the in-game stuff, but I'm definitely loving the CC the more and more I use it. So I'm gonna have to do that for sure. And then I found this little dress which I thought was really cute. It was yellow, and it kind of went with her dad. Her dad wears a lot of plaid, and it just made her look sweet, which when I think of Sunny, I think she's very sweet. She's kind of like her mom, very sweet and nice, but unlike her mom, she doesn't necessarily lay down the law or anything like that. She's more like her dad, just kind of goes with the flow of things and isn't really strict or anything like that. Where her mom's sweet, but also kind of tough as nails. And now we are working on Jade here. And so this is her partner. And so Jade wants to be fabulously wealthy. So she is a businesswoman, but like I said, she did lose her job. She is ambitious. She's a perfectionist. And then because she is my green sim, I could not resist giving her the jealous trait. I kind of debated whether I wanted her to be jealous or not, but it was just too good to pass up, the green-eyed monster. So I figured she'd be a little bit jealous and a little bit insecure, if Sunny's making friends with other Sims, or especially other women, she might get a little insecure and a little bit jealous, and if she's not spending enough time with Sunny, things like that. And I really like green's not my favorite color, I have to admit, but I do really like how she turned out, and I love her eyes. I don't remember which eyes I gave her, what the creator is of them, but they are custom content eyes, and they're really piercing and they really stand out, so I absolutely love that. And I just loved everything about her. The only thing I regret is I thought about giving her glasses, but they kind of poked through the hair I gave her, and so I decided I didn't really like that, and I ended up not giving her glasses. But as I was editing, I noticed, it came up again, and I thought they actually don't look that bad even though they're poking through her hair. So I kind of wish I had kept the glasses on her, but I didn't. But that's okay. She still turned out really, really cool. And surprisingly, there's actually quite a bit of good green things, especially for the style I was going with for her. Because I was going more like businessy and, kind of put together for her. And so I really liked the outfits I was able to put together for my green sim. And of course, I named her Jade. Like I said, I was trying to do a few kind of different names instead of just except for the children, because I liked their names as colors, so I left them the same. And I thought about spelling blue like a little bit different, like either BLEU or BLU, but in the end I just went with the classic spelling for blue, instead of trying to switch it up at all. But Violet's a very common name, and I liked Indigo as well. So but yeah, so I'm just working on Jade's style here, and I really liked the options they had for green. I was actually pleasantly surprised how many outfits there were, and especially ones that went with her style, because I figured she'd be very kind of businessy or very kind of put together. She wouldn't be the type to like lounge around in sweats or anything like that. So I was really, really pleased with all the different styles and outfits they had for green. that made me happy. So, and of course, just trying to figure out whether I want tights on her or no tights. That was a chore. But now I'm creating Blue, and like I said, he is college age, and so he's just entering his first year of college. His aspiration is computer whiz. He's a genius. He's also a geek, and he is ambitious like Jade, his mom. Um, Kind of how I gave Sunny one of her mom traits of being family oriented. I wanted him to kind of have a trait of one of them as well, so I went with ambitious. So I figured, he definitely wants to succeed at life, even though he's all about the computers and games and such. He's gonna go as far as he can with that and try to be really successful with that. So, um, and I like him too. I really like. He kind of has like a alternative style, but not too like he's pretty basic while kind of being alternative. You'll see what I mean when you see his outfits. But like for his shirt, I went with the blue shirt with like a skull on it. Maybe that's one of his favorite games, or he probably likes like alternative music, and so that might be like a band he likes or something like that. Um, but I had a hard time with his hair just because there's not a lot of male hair in my game that's custom content, and I didn't want to use like I use blue for my mermaid sim, and for my spring sim I use like a pastelly blue, so I really didn't want to use the same hairstyles for him either. And then the other ones that there were I didn't like, so I ended up using game hair, which is fine. It's kind of a mix and match throughout. I think so far Sunny is the only one that has custom content hair. All the rest of the family has in-game hair, and then the two daughters will have custom content. So it's just kind of a mix and match. But I really wanted the hairstyle that I was thinking of in my head. So for him, I didn't want it necessarily really neat or anything like that, but also not too messy. There was kind of like a fine balance of what I was going for there. And then I did think about putting a little hat on him, but I ended up not doing that for this outfit. I think I did for his like cold weather or something like that. So he ends up with a hat at some point, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if I did or I ended up taking it off or not. And now I'm just trying to find a shirt that I thought would work for him. And like I said, I kind of debated, but when I came across the skull outfit, I thought, yes, I like that a lot. And so he's kind of a mix of styles. He doesn't necessarily fit in one category at all. But I like how he turned out as well. I'm very pleased with my rainbow sims. Like I said, my least favorite is probably my orange sim, but even her I like, and I like the color orange. It's one of my favorite colors. So, and now on to the twins. So we are going to be doing Indigo first, and so she wants to be the leader of the pack. She's very popular and outgoing and very talkative, and she kind of has like a punky kind of bad girl style about her. So she is not afraid to break the rules. She is very outgoing, like I said, and just she kind of does what she wants. So she's very self-assured and just marches to the beat of her own drum. So I like her and Violet both. Violet probably is more my type of sim that I would create, but if you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll know I'm kind of getting really into like creating like bad girl sims, because my Ashen was a bad, kind of sim. Not a bad sim, but she wasn't afraid to break the rules either. And so I'm definitely been getting kind of more into that for sure. And even my summer sim for last week is probably more like a party girl, and that's as far from me as you can get. So I really like creating them. And in the past, I haven't really pushed myself too hard in creating Sims that are that different from me. I do, but I don't. There's kind of that good aspect to them, that rule following, uh, doesn't step outside the lines or anything like that, which is me to a T. Like, I stress if I try to break the rules or anything like that. um, and so that's kind of been, all my Sims. Like, yeah, I give them different personality traits and such, but there's still that underlying rule following factor, I guess, to them, where, since I started this channel, I really kind of pushed myself and did more stuff. So now I'm just trying to find things, and again, I kind of gave myself some wiggle room, not so much in this outfit, but some of her other outfits. I did give myself a little bit of wiggle room. Well, I did go with black, I think, for the skirt in this outfit, but the rest is the dark. I went kind of the dark purple indigo route. I know everybody could debate and debate and debate on what indigo really is, because it's kind of a bluish purple. But it's so hard, to get the color right in this game. So you kind of gotta pick a route and just go with it, because it's really hard to find the appropriate colors to match. And so I went with the more purpley instead of the blue route. And I really like how she turned out, but especially since I was making her and Violet twins, I kind of like going with the dark, like, purple route, and that way they could kind of be opposites. And so now we have Violet, and she's probably my favorite because light purple colors are my favorite color, actually, and she's more my speed as far as personality wise. And so basically I gave her the musical genius trait and music lover, or musical genius aspiration, and then music lover trait, and then she's also sweet. And I figured she would get that from her mom Sunny, not her mom Jade. Indigo's probably more like Jade, where Violet's definitely more like Sunny. And so she loves music, and she also wants to do that professionally, but she probably wants to be more successful. So, I would imagine, where Sunny just kind of does it for the love of playing, and does like smaller gigs like weddings or things like that. Violet wants to, be like in an orchestra. So she loves playing the violin too, and she is very talented and composes music and such. But she would kind of have that little ambitious aspect from Jade, where she wants to kind of take it to a higher level than her mom Sunny did. So I'm definitely going to be placing down like violins and a piano, and like have a full music room in the house for sure, because I think they would definitely utilize that, and Grandpa Big Red would love to come over and watch her play and just encourage her all the way. And she's probably more like the A student and really succeeds, where Indigo, she does okay in school, but she's more about her friends and activities and clubs and such. She's not necessarily about the classes. And then, so just kind of the different styles for these two. And I had a hard time with her a little bit, trying to get the right match in colors. And so I ended up going with these pants, and then I went with this shirt here, because all the other shirts clipped and didn't fit right, or they didn't match well. And so I went with this shirt because it looked good with the pants, and I really like those pants. They are custom content again. But it was hard to find a shirt that was right length, that wasn't clipping, and I still think it works. It kind of gets darker. And then trying to find shoes and socks and such that were light, like I said, there's just not, it's hard because there's not good options as far as different color swatches. And so I think overall I did well on her. And so now we are just going through all their outfits. So you can see Big Red likes a lot of plaid, pretty basic. I really liked him. And then Sienna, Grandma, she's her orange, her workout outfit's a bit unique, but I think it works too. And then her cold weather wear. And then Sunny, I absolutely love her, and just all her different outfits. She's really cute. But I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys here to watch the rest of their outfits. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out. And also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you're notified when I upload. I really want to grow this channel and continue to do more. And of course, if you have any tips or tricks, let me know. And remember to check back Friday, and I'm going to be doing the build for these guys, and we will see you guys then. Bye.